Hey, this is Notser, and we're in the Tier 10 Soviet destroyer, Khabarovsk. He has 22,500 health, a top speed of 43 knots, 8 130mm guns, 10 torpedoes, a surface detect of 9.7 kilometers, and 57 AA defense rating. For my modules, reduced crit chance on main armament, improved aiming accuracy, improved rate of fire, reduced the chance of flood and fire, improved propulsion, improved steering mod 3. For my commander, priority target, adrenaline rush, last stand, basic firing training, demolition expert, inertia fuse high explosive, and advanced firing training. We are on the map Warrior's Path, and why did you take inertia fuse high explosive, Notser? That seems really dumb. As like 3 people are going to say. So inertia fuse high explosive is not for penetration force. No. Inertia fuse is really a skill that will cover up any failure to damage or shatter on the target that sometimes HE can do. And my sort of scale, I've got a couple scales, right? If a cruiser's turret traverses faster than 28 seconds or 25 seconds, I won't really pick up expert marksman. For instance, if a battleship traverses faster than 30 seconds or 35, it's probably going to be a second take, right? One of the things I look at is whether my HE shell is failing to do any damage, and what is the percentage of shells that I fire. And you can do this quite easily. Whenever you're firing at a target, and you have to have the improved detail turned on for whatever reason, but when you're firing at a target, it will tell you how many do normal damage, how many fail to shatter, or shatter that image that you see right now. One of my shells shattered, but obviously it was on the edge of the ship. I mean, that's not a normal place to fire at. But what's the percentage of your shells? And you can gauge this. This is a real thing that you can see while playing the game, and if I deem that a ship is shattering or failing to do any damage too often, I will decide to pick up inertia fuse high explosive whenever I can. And my Khabarovsk commander is obviously a level 19 because it's a fair and balanced ship. I wanted to make sure that you understood that this is okay. It's okay to have it. And there's going to be someone go, oh, but Notser, just fire AP, okay? It doesn't help you when you're using AP. It doesn't. It doesn't help me. I really don't understand why people, they have to tell you what to do. They have to tell you what to do. Look at my AP. You be the judge. It's a broadside Minotaur. He really doesn't have any ammo. He doesn't have any ammo. He doesn't have any armor. It's the ideal scenario. AP didn't really do as much as I would have liked. I switch back to HE. Whenever the target's angled, it's going to be doing a better job. What's wrong with that? There's nothing wrong with that. Inertia fuse feels like a good skill. And it really aligns well with my playstyle, which is, of course, if anyone is curious, to be visible to the enemy, to force them to want to fire at me. That is why I have heal as well. I always have to qualify this. That's another skill that people have just talked crap about. If a Soviet destroyer takes heal, he's selfish and he doesn't care about the team. What a load of bull. Like, honestly, whoever says that crap, they don't know anything about the game. They don't know anything about the game. Do you know, and by the way, if you have AP, fire at the bow on a battleship. That's the best place to hit. Now, it's not an easy shot, obviously, but the armor is just thick enough that the shell will penetrate but not overpen. So, what a load of bull suggesting that the heal is somewhat selfish. Do you know why the heal is not selfish? Because I am actively visible to the enemy the entire time. That is my intent. That is my entire goal. Stay visible to the enemy. Why is that the goal, Notser? Because when I'm visible, they're going to fire their gun at me. They're going to use up a salvo on me versus someone else, and I can handle it. Any Soviet destroyer captain can handle it. That's sort of what they do. They have laser guns, really, really fast ships, and they have great agility. That's exactly what you're supposed to do. So I really take issue to players telling you that heal is somewhat selfish and you're not contributing to your game. You know what is selfish? sitting in your own smoke, relying on others to scout for you. That seems like the most selfish thing you can do, and yet that's completely acceptable, but taking heal is just unheard of. Who would ever do that? It allows me, personally, to be more aggressive, stay in the open more often, allow the enemy team to fire on me more often than my friendly Missouri, for instance, and really benefit the team. My Soviet destroyers have the most potential damage absorbed and sorry, I hit him in the back, didn't mean to. My Soviet destroyers have the most potential damage of any line in the game. Because all these people want a piece of you. They all want a piece of you. And the heal is going to allow you to stay on the open, make them want to fire at you more often, and avoid the shot. There's nothing selfish about that at all. There's absolutely nothing selfish about that. So, and I sent torpedoes. I didn't want them to hit it. I took a little bit of damage because I was typing. It's my bad for sending the torpedoes. I really just wanted to try and slow down that Izumo. I didn't want him to force my friendly Missouri in a position he couldn't really deal with. But yeah, in this particular game, we captured C Point, the only point that my team has captured, by the way. I came back and tried to fire on targets that were vulnerable. The Minotaur. There was a battleship as well that was vulnerable. Did a lot of damage to it. Sending my torpedoes, trying to punish anything and everyone who could potentially be out in the open. Inertia Fuse is going to take down 3% of your fire chance, but you can basically compensate for that with Demolition Expert and the signal flags, and that's exactly what I've done. It feels fine. It works just great. But you want to keep up that fire. You don't want to be afraid of being seen. Use your gun range to your advantage. Always use your gun range to your advantage. There's no reason to not take Inertia Fuse High Explosive there's no reason to not take Advanced Firing Training. That's another question I've had. Oh man, Notser, 0.6.3. We've got to deal with this. What should we do? Should I take Advanced Firing Training in my Soviet destroyers? Absolutely. Absolutely. You've got the maneuverability, the velocity. There's really not a bad thing about Advanced Firing Training for a Soviet destroyer. So we're doing a good job. We're staying on the primary strength of the flank. I don't want people to push into Missouri, so I'm going to put some more torpedoes in the water to discourage the Montana that seems to be coming. He might be a little bit too quick. Since he's broadside, I do switch to AP. And we're about to see how well our AP does. And I really want to make AP work. I mean, I feel like these are great opportunities to find success. You really want to hit that superstructure, and I don't know that I'm doing better than what I would have with HE Inertia Fuse High Explosive. Now, the difference is, of course, that parts of the ship will absorb less and less HE. AP is basically always going to do damage, and he is stopping in the worst place possible for him. We should be able to do so much damage with our torpedoes, and one only does 9,000. But we will kill this guy for sure, and he's probably looking at me going, I hate you! It's mutual. Don't worry, Montana. It's very much mutual. Enemy cruiser over here. We've got to work on him. I'm just checking the health of my friendly Der Grosse. It's always good to have an idea of what's going on, of course. And we're going to switch to HE, because he's basically bow on. And it's going to be doing some really good damage. What is there to say? Keep up the fire, have good accurate shots. If he shows a broadside, I'm going to go AP. I mean, it's really that simple. And I think he's catching on to the fact that, oh yeah, there's a baddie over here. And he's going to change his side, so this should be the last salvo, or one more last salvo, and then I'll switch to AP. And then I'll switch to AP. And then I'll switch to AP. Yeah, AP's overrated. But seriously, I should have used AP on the last two salvos. He had wide in his stance. Just gonna be cautious, be careful. Possible torpedoes, of course. He's a German. 6-kilometer range. Keep that in mind. But we've got the Missouri's broadside. So, let's see how the AP does. And of course, he's either firing on me or the Der Grosse. He's not gonna hit me. Yeah, he fired at the Der Grosse. And the Missouri is not using Measure 22. He's using the default camo, which is fine, I guess, if you don't like Measure 22. But we switch back to HE, enemy Neptune, and Neptune has no armor whatsoever. And he's widening his stance. Enemy Minotaur, I don't want to play with these two. They're way too strong. I've got to be very careful. I'm going to try to manipulate the islands to block them. Force them to commit more than they want to. And I'm going to work on the Missouri while all this is going on. I did send my torpedoes. Maybe the Missouri will continue forward at the same rate. It's 3 versus 5. It's not looking too good. It's a very dangerous scenario, and we just need to hope that one of our teammates can make a play. Either a Citadel, a torpedo, oh god, the Neptune. And I was like, Shima, pay attention to the game, Notser. But the Shima, he's 1,400 hit points. So close to dying. He is outside of my gun range now, though, and oh, the Neptune is making me feel it. Oh, nice. Friendly Shimakaze gets a full broadside, takes out the Missouri. So you're telling me there's a chance. Oh boy, but the Der Grosse is going to have to deal with torpedoes, and I don't know if he can. I really don't know if he can. This is my last heal, by the way. Oh, please live. I need you alive, my friend. Somehow he lived. Did he take a single torpedo? I didn't even see if a torpedo hit him. All right, that worked out. So, go after the Minotaur. There's a Shimakaze to the top right. There's a Neptune over behind an island. It looked like he was moving back. He was afraid of committing, I guess. But I'm going to try and keep this Der Grosse alive by working on the Minotaur, who is overextended 100%. Either he's used his smoke, or he feels like his team has such an advantage that he can afford to be out in the open. Well, spoiler alert. You don't have an advantage that allows you to do this, and yes, Der Grosse kills him as the Minotaur kills him. So it's 2 versus 3. There's a Shimakaze, a Neptune, and there's something else. The minimap is sort of covered up. Later on, I learned that it's a Tier 10 German destroyer, the Z-52. I have no idea what his hit points are, but we know the Shimakaze. We have an idea of the Neptune. I was afraid that the enemies might head off towards Sea Point, and I wanted to get in front of them and ambush them. My last known position was somewhere south of B. That's the last known, so I could run into anyone at any time, except for the Neptune, of course. Keep my guns on the port side. Where are you? Oh! Shima. That should be a kill shot right there. God. Fair and balanced. Neptune is detecting us. That's the Neptune. That is not the Z-52. Where could the Z-52 be? Is he over by a Sea Point? The Shimakaze's play would tell me he felt like he had support close by. Somewhere close. If he's on my starboard side, I'm at a huge disadvantage, but I need to keep my guns ported to port. That's the most likely location. I was feeling like he was sitting in his smoke. And he wasn't sitting in his smoke, but he was really close to it. And oh my god, he's like full life. This is dangerous, of course. So we got to work him down, and yep, of course he sends torpedoes. But look how much we're doing per salvo. 2,000 to 3,000. Oh, do the torpedo beats as well while we're killing. Can we kill him before he gets behind the island? Oh, it's so close. So close. He took off 2,000 hit points. We took off 17,000 hit points in the same time frame. Yeah. Guns are pretty good. The Shima looks like he's trying to kill him. Oh, he's so low. But the Z-52's last known position looks like he wanted to break out east. So I'm going to assume he's going to go north of this island, and I'm going to get in front of him. And somehow the Shima hit a torpedo, and he was able to gun down the Neptune. So that's really good job by the Shimakaze. It's just me and this Z-52, and I can easily handle this guy. Unless, of course, that rogue torpedo takes me out. Where is he? He's right in front of me. Line up the shot. Easy game. Yeah. Great job, Shimakaze. absolutely helped carry this game. Without the Shimakaze, we don't win that game. He hit some really monster torpedoes. Now, the Khabarovsk, it's really balanced. So, this is a normal game for the Khabarovsk. Confederate, high caliber, 4 kills, 12 fires, base capture, 200,000 damage done, 740,000 credits earned. I wish I could say it was all me, but it was really all the ship. The ship is really that successful, and I really like my build for it. We earned 2,719 base XP, and yeah, the Shimakaze. Without that Shima, we don't win that game. I got fortunate that the Z-52 felt like he could take me 1 versus 1. Z-52 guns, not in the same caliber as the Khabarovsk. So I really enjoy this ship. I hope you could tell. But I really feel bad for everyone else. It feels like such a... It just preys on everything. Everything is susceptible to it. Destroyers, cruisers, and battleships. There's nothing safe for it. We did 99,000 damage in HE, 47 in AP, 21 in torpedoes, 32 in fires, 1.2 potential damage fired at us, and 500,000 in credits. And the crazy thing about it is this was buffed in the last patch. The 0.6.2 patch, it got 300 more damage on its HE. So yeah, it feels really good. I especially enjoyed being a part of this comeback. It's always a joy to be a part of one. I hope you have a fantastic day, and I'll catch you next time.